Hi, this is Mr. Ng going over the Math 3 Chapter 8 test on March 11, 2016. It was out of 34 points. Make sure to show all your work in the space provided and box your answers. Question number 1, match the definition with the correct vocabulary word below. The word average basically means the mean. B says the differences between the greatest and the least, or the largest and the smallest, or maximum and the minimum, that's called the range. The value or values that occur most often or most popular, we watched in our video, that's C. And D, the middle value in the data set when the values are listed in numerical or least to greatest, that would be the median, the middle. Question number 2, what is the value of the upper quartile? Upper quartile is also called the Q3. So when you look at a box plot here, or box and whisker, you have the minimum, Q1, median, or Q2. This is Q3, and this is your maximum. So I see 80, 82, 84, 86, 88, and 90. Therefore, Q3 is 84, choice 3. Question number 3, the following stem and leaf plot displays math quizzes for the juniors. I wrote this one on the board here. These are your stems. These are measured in tens. And these are your leaves. So essentially that means 64, that means 65, and 68. Notice how they're written in smallest to greatest. There's no number here, so there's no 70. This is 82, 93, 99, and 100. The mean tells you to add up all of these values together and divide by, in that case, 7, and you'll get 81.57, or if you round it, 81.6. The median means you have to put them in order, so I did that down here: 64, 65, 68, 82, 93, 99, 100. N means 7. There's 7 numbers, so you have to find one in the middle. Notice I have 3 numbers to the left and 3 numbers to the right. It's an odd number, so I don't have to do any averaging. 82 is your answer. Question 3C, I made it extra credit. Mode means the most, and there is no number that occurs more than once. They're all one time, so there is none. Question 3D, that means find the range. That means maximum minus the minimum. 100 minus 64 gives you the that should be 36. I cannot subtract. So I need to write that down, go and double check that one. I'll be checking all of your tests online because I scanned them all, I believe. Question number 4. Find the 5-number summary of the number of books bought. So here we have something called the dot plot. Even though I don't see any dots, we have X's. And that basically means that there are 3 customers or 3 people bought only 1 book. So how many books did this person buy? 1, 1, 1. That's 2 people bought 2 books. 3 people bought 4. 2 people bought 4 books. 1 person bought 5 books. No one bought 6 books, and 3 people bought 7 books. So I have n equals 15. Again, that's odd. So I can just divide that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to circle this number. That'll become my median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. 7 to the right, 7 to the left. This is my median. And then from here, you have your minimum. That's the smallest number. Your biggest number there is 7. And to find your Q1, you're going to look at not including Q2, not including this number here. You're going to look at these 7 numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 3 to the left, 3 to the right. In this case, that would be Q1. The only time you would actually include you actually don't include Q2, but if you drew a line with an even data set, then you would have to find the average of 2. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 to the right, 3 to the left, and there's your Q3 value. The scoring rubric for that one, pull it over here. If you got all of these correct and 0 wrong, you got 4 points. If you got 4 right, then 1 wrong. You got 3 points, 3 right, 2 wrong, and so on. question number 5. Create a box and whisker plot of the data set above. So zoom in a little bit. So here I'm just going to take these numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 and create a number line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to put a dot at 1. That's my minimum. Another dot at my maximum. I'm going to put a dot at 2, 3, and 5. There they are. And between Q1 and Q3, you're going to put a box. That box here represents 50% of our data. And here you're going to draw a line through the median. Okay, so basically that means from 1 to 2 is 25%. This is another 25%. From here to here is another 25%. And that's another 25%. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 25. That gives you 100%. Okay. Question number 6 in the back. We're kind of missing the directions. Probably just says fill in the blank. So I gave you 3 pictures here, and you have some vocabulary words. If you look at A, it looks like here in the middle, or measure of center here, it looks like you can fold it. It looks symmetrical. Okay. It looks like you can fold it and half the data is on the left, half the data is on the right. It looks identical or mirrors it here. That's called symmetrical. B is described as skewed left. The reason why it's skewed left, something we said in class, is there's nothing to the left. So that's why it's skewed left. Also, there's probably an outlier pulling your data over here. C shows you a box plot or box and whisker. You'll notice a lot of your data is to the left and you don't really have much here to the right. That is called skewed right, or nothing to the right. Question number 7 says, are there any outliers? Show your work and explain. So I have here something about owls and their wingspans, and here are the numbers there. Notice I wrote the numbers from least to greatest. The reason why I found your 5-number summary here, minimum, quartile 1, Q2, Q3, and max, because when you see the word outliers, you're going to need Q3 and Q1. So I have 6 numbers here, and that's an even number set, so that green line separates our data from the left and the right. Now this here represents my Q2, so I have to find the average of that. 36 plus 44 divided by 2 gives me 40. Now when I look at the data to the right, or the upper data set here, I have 3 numbers. Look at the line there. That's 44, 50, and 60, which means this number is in the middle. That's Q3. And over here, these 3 numbers, this is in the middle. That's Q1. So to find the interquartile range, IQR, that's Q3 minus Q1. That is a formula. Just memorize it. Q3 is 50, Q1 is 24, so your IQR is 26. Now, to find your outliers, you have something called the lower fence, and you have something called the upper fence. The lower fence has a formula Q1 minus 1.5 IQR, and the upper fence is formula is Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. So you're going to take your Q1 value, which is 24. Then you're going to find your IQR, which we did over here. It's 26. Multiply those 2 numbers, you get negative 39. And you multiply these 2 numbers, subtract 24 minus 39, and you're going to get negative 15. So if you think of it over here, this is negative 15, and there's no number set that is lower than negative 15. Over here, if you substitute in your numbers, you're going to get 89, and there's no number that's greater than 89, so there's no outliers. So you can't just say there's no outliers and not prove it. So there's our 2 formulas, our lower and upper fence. Okay, question number 8. Find the standard deviation of the math quizzes is. Here is a stem and leaf plot. So you're just going to take those numbers, 72, 78, 80, 80, 83, 87, 88, and 95. There they are. To do the standard deviation by hand, you're going to have to find the average or the mean. So if you add up all those numbers and you divide by the 8 quiz scores, you'll get 663 divided by 8, which gives you about 82.875, or I just rounded to the tenths, 82.9. So you're going to subtract your data set from the mean. And then from that, for example, 72 minus 82.9 is negative 10.9. So this is the deviation, they call it. And then you're going to take this number and you're going to square it. Now, these are called the sums of the deviation, which just means you just add up all of these numbers. And when I add them all up, there's your summation. You get 348.88. And you're going to divide that by your n value, which gives you 443.61. Here, this is called variance, and to get rid of the power 2, you take the square root. So that's the square root button on your calculator of this number, and you get approximately 6.6. That one is worth 4 points. And question number 9. Zoom in a little bit. Fill in the blank with the following information. Remember, from here, this is the minimum, Q1, Q2, Q3, and maximum. So here is 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%. So blank percent of professors are younger than 35.5. So if you look around here, it's a little bit less than 36, so around there. So this direction would represent 25%. Quartile 3 is represented by, so Q3 is right here, approximately 51 years old. 9C, blank percent of professors are between 35 and 66. So 66 is way over here. So again, 25, 25, 25, that would be 75%. 9D, the age of 43-year-old represents, so let's find 43. There it is in that line. That would be the Q2 or the median. And the age of 25 years old here represents our minimum. And the extra credit question was knowing the letters and pride. I hope this was helpful for you to be successful on your retests.